Did you know that right after the guilty conviction of Trump in New York City the other day, Biden quietly authorized the Ukrainians to use the weapons that we've given them and fire them on Russian soil? Before this, that wasn't allowed. But now, he authorized the Ukrainians to use our weapons to fire at Russia. Now, you may hate Russia, okay? You may hate what they're doing. But just understand this. It's the largest nuclear power in the world. And these are the things that drag people outside of Ukraine into Ukraine to fight. Like NATO, like potentially the US. These are the types of things that create conscriptions being brought back about. We don't want to go into World War III. People can hate Trump all they want, but understand something. This dumb thing between Russia and Ukraine didn't happen under Trump, it happened under Biden. And it's going in such a direction that's so dangerous, because when you start to actually fire on their own soil with our weapons, and we've authorized it, that's an escalation. Like, it's an escalation. At some point, like, people get frazzled to the point where they might make decisions that could seriously escalate it. Like where nukes are used. Putin's threatened it. What are we doing? And for all the people that are just laughing with joy about Trump being convicted on these 34, quote, felony charges, you understand what it does to the country? It makes half the country completely, vehemently pissed off. And it makes half the country, or more, believe that the justice system is being corrupted. Which it is. Because you can't really look at this any other way. Somebody said once, and I'm going to misquote this, I'm sure. It was something like, find me the person, I'll find you the crime. Because everybody technically has broken some law or other. Everybody. Every human, not Jesus. I'm a Christian. I think we need him seemingly more than ever right now. Okay, but we need to pray for these situations for sure. But basically, pretty much everybody has broken some law or other. And they just decided that this is the one they were going to go after. Not some real serious thing. Just something that he did. And it's completely tearing the country apart. You know the funny part? This is what's funny about it. And this is my opinion. I could be wrong on this. But I think that if Biden were to go and pardon Trump for this and for the other alleged crimes that he's committed, if he were to do that, he would show himself to the American public as somebody that has a heart and does what's right, even if he's just doing it to sit there and gain political points. But he would seriously simmer things down, seriously bring the temperature down. A lot of the funding that's been pouring in now to Trump would kind of run back down to where it's not like a flood any longer of just money rushing into Trump. And he might actually gain political points by doing that. Like, people that otherwise wouldn't vote or would vote Democrat that now very well might vote for Trump because they see that this is very political, to say the least, would fall back. I don't know. I'm just saying, I think that this could backfire very strongly for them. In addition to the fact of just the damage that it does, the precedent that it sets, because now this will just go on. When the Republicans get back in power, they'll just want to do the same thing the Democrats. They'll just go after their political opponents. This is what third world countries do. It's what banana republics do. It's what we never, ever, ever wanted to do. And they did it. And they could have stopped it. They could have stopped it. You think that they don't have the political power and will to sit there and shut this down? Think Merrick Garland couldn't have stepped in and somehow, at least behind the scenes, just shut this down? They could have. It's a political persecution, period. That's what it is. They'll never charge Biden for these types of things. I mean, talk about the classified documents case. As much as he didn't, quote, obstruct justice because he gave up those classified records when they asked, he still kept them in an unauthorized fashion, in his garage, in his Corvette, in his basement. And he took them home when he was a senator, which is completely illegal. Completely illegal. He wasn't a president when he did that. So as much as he didn't maybe obstruct justice or whatever, he still broke the law when he took them home. They're not charging him for it. You know why? Because they say he's an elderly man with a poor memory. That's our president. That's what they're saying about the president. That they wouldn't be able to convict him because he's an elderly man with a poor memory. Yeah, so that's who we're dealing with. That's the commander-in-chief who's in charge of untold amounts of nuclear weapons. So just stew on that for a little bit.